Well, I'll say this. I am convinced that I outpunted my coverage when it comes to One Life America. I can say this. Meeting Scotty Elliott was nothing short of absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But I thought I had reached the pinnacle of quality. Because if I spoke to Scotty for 5 minutes, you really can't capture in words that this is the right man for the post that he. Give Scotty Elliott another hand. I can say this. I thought I had gotten to the pinnacle, and then Scotty called me after we had gone through many discussions in regards to my transition to the One Life family, and he had mentioned to me that now. And I had done I do my homework. I'm a homework guy, and I studied well. So I investigated this company intently, just with details, and I pulled back every layer, and I couldn't get past Mr. Ken Parker because I thought I had met the pinnacle. But no, I was at Everest. Mount Everest is about 29,000 and some odd feet. It's massive is what it is. I've been there. I can tell you this, what's amazing, when I met Scotty, I said, wow, I'm at the pinnacle. And Scotty, I care deeply for you. But I was at about 22,000 feet. That's pretty darn good, though. You know, there's a stage at Everest at about 17,000 feet, a place called the Death Zone. It's that place where, you know, if you're going to survive Everest, you've got to get past that stage of it. You know, they fly you up, you know, at a certain level to start you out, a place called base camp. But then they tread you up even further, and you're with a leader, and you're following that leader, and that part of the mountain that is treacherous and rigorous is called the Death Zone, the DZ. And if you can get past the Death Zone, you know what? You've qualified yourself. Because now the rest of the track, you know, seems to be attainable. And the closer you get to the summit, the more zeal you get. It's exciting. Scotty, you're past the Death Zone, my friend. You are past it. But I had the good fortunes, and Scotty's told me this. He said, Derrick, I want to tell you something. You're going to get a call from our owner and founder of One Life, Mr. Ken Parker. And I happened to have been in Mississippi speaking at an event. And Scotty called me. I walked out of the event. I saw it on my ID, and I walked out and picked up the line and spoke with Scotty. And he said, Mr. Parker is going to be calling you. And certainly, so many minutes later, the phone rang. And I will tell you this. I'd never met Mr. Ken Parker before. I'd only heard and read, but I was on the phone with him for 10, 15 minutes. And I knew instantly this was the place I wanted to be. What he captured for me in comfort, in transition, in expectations, in giving me a sense of family. And I had not joined the staff officially. And Scotty said, now, he doesn't call everybody now. So he said, so if you got a call from him, you're about 21,000 feet. So no, but absolutely, I could not get past sharing with you what I'm going to share real quickly without saying to you, boy, you are in the mecca of this industry. To be in a room with some of the most incredible people that are exemplary in not only their profession, but they are exemplary human beings. And I can tell you this, when it comes to partnering with anyone, I can't get past the humanity before I can get to the professionalism. And so I am astounded with, and I've gotten to know more and more about the personnel with One Life, and it's exemplary. I just had to stop and say that because it's appropriate, and you can rest at night with your eyes completely closed that you're working with the finest the industry has to offer. here at One Life. And I am absolutely floored. Scott was saying a moment ago, who brought you here? Well, buddy, let me tell you something. You guys brought me here, and I absolutely and completely don't deserve it. I am way out of my league. I want you to know that. But it is a humbling honor to be a part of such an extraordinary company and such extraordinary people. And I can go on and on and on and on with that all day long because it really is so. But I won't. So what I want to do is just give you some edits from some things that I think would be appropriate in just this abbreviated session that I've been asked to share with you this afternoon. And I, my history in athletics, go way back, but I've also progressed beyond those things as well. But I use them all the time in my everyday endeavors. And so, pardon me, by the way, you thought the football season was over, didn't you? Well, it never ends in my house. It never ends. I told him a long time ago that in my house, I've been married to my wife for over 21 years. And in the bottom of our house, we've got this little poster thingy, and we bring it up to the foyer every year. And I love her tremendously. Oh, my partner in life, I'd do anything for her. She's my best buddy. I tell you what, we talk all night long. We have a whole lot of fun. We do a lot of, no. But what's important here to note here is that I would go to my basement and pull this little placard up, sit it in my foyer, and it's amazing. I say to her, it reads like this: we interrupt this marriage due to the start of the football season. Oh yeah, we just interrupted, and I won't see her again until January. So that's just the way it works in the Moore house. So the football thing is really a big deal. So I'm going to try and traverse through some of those thoughts for you. One of the things that I don't like traveling very much. I know that might sound odd. When I played pro football, we traveled everywhere. We get in airplanes, we go everywhere. We're all over the place. I can give you some airplane stories that just blow your mind, but we won't talk about airplanes. I'll tell you airplane stories tonight. Won't tell you airplane stories right now, but I'll give you a few edits about airplanes. I tell you what, keep your feet on the ground if you want to. This one of those things I have a hard time. I grabbed an old lady's hand one time on an airplane. I'm telling you, man, I held on to that lady, and she just looked at me, and I don't know what she was thinking, but I couldn't let her hand go. I'm 250 pounds. I'm scared as a chicken. It was unbelievable. But those airplanes, that's interesting stuff for me. But, here's the deal. I don't like long trips, okay? I don't like long trips. I don't. An hour and a half, an hour in the air is plenty for me. I don't need 5 and 6 hours. You can have that. I don't need that. But and there are times when I have to endure that. But I will tell you this. And then I don't like layovers. I don't like layovers, I just don't like those because they impede my progress, is what they do. And then I was on my way here. Thank you, Scott and Scotty. I was on my way here, flying into Meridian. Oh, I'm excited. I'm fired up. I'm getting to the airport. We're in Atlanta. We're in a snowstorm. We get 1 inch, we're dead. It's over. We are done. It just didn't happen. So I'm flying into Meridian, and before I actually get to the airplane, we get to the little check-in station there, and sure enough, we got a little girl that, she can't fly, by herself. Parents bring her down. They get her on the airplane. She's all nervous and scared, but we get her on the aircraft, but we sit on the airplane for an hour. We're just sitting there. Well, we've got to go, and we don't have the right manifest. And so I said, and the lady was walking through the hallway, that she was being so kind and so sweet. And I said to her, she said, they are such and such, and they've got to get this, and they've got to get that. And I said to her, kind ma'am, can you tell me who they are? Because I need to say something to them. So I said, I've got a real important engagement to get to, so get to me. And she told me who the they was, and I said, okay, all right, I get that. And so we got an hour to go. And so I don't like these interruptions and between cities. And then there are weather-based things. They're inclement weather. Then there's those mechanical kinds. Now, those are the kinds when they discover those mechanical things. I absolutely love that. I love it. I love it. And I tell them all the time when they do that, you're my hero. You are my hero. Thumbs up. You take your time working on it. Don't you hurry up. And you do it right at your own pace. Don't worry about me. And so they come back and tell, oh, we're ready to go. And off we go. And sure enough, we get to where we're headed to. So, those things are all things that can interrupt your circumstances. And so here's the deal. Those are obstacles, by the way. I don't know if you've caught that, but those are obstacles. You know, you can get on an aircraft and go certain places. You get there, you have no inhibitants. You know, you just go and you go. But there are obstacles also that get in our way. Okay, hang on to that word for a moment. There are obstacles that get into our way, and they delay our progress. And so you start looking at things like, I remember when I was in middle school, we had this thing, have an obstacle course. Everybody been on an obstacle course? Is that fun? It depends who you're asking, huh? I know, it really does. Those obstacles, oh my goodness, I remember being in middle school, we were just fired up. You know, we had like, what was it, end of the school day, field day. I think that's what they called it, field day. And we had this huge obstacle course. Boy, I think that's probably where I determined that I had a little bit of athletic ability, you know. Because we had this little wall, you got to climb, you got to pull up the rope, you know, and you got to go around the water, and you got to jump over the beam, you know, you got to grab the ball, and you got to get a two-legged sack race, and you got to go all the way down there, and you're falling and stumbling all over the way. And there are obstacles that impede us from getting to our end, okay? And now there are some trips you can take that there are no obstacles in the way. And I've often said that if there's a quality you need the most in life, and there are lots of qualities in life that are valued, but one of the qualities you need the most, that I at least put high up on my ladder pole, is the quality of perseverance. Keep that in mind, the quality of perseverance. It's an amazing quality, because if you ever get it, you're going to have something that's absolutely tremendous. And in perseverance, get this, it's really a combination of two things. It's a combination of endurance, and it's a combination of sustainability. Combination of endurance and sustainability. And get this, endurance so that you can go the distance, because you know there are people that just can't go the distance. And the reason they don't go the distance is because of those obstacles. The path of least resistance is nothing. Nothing's there that will impede you, will challenge you, will knock you down. Then, yeah, everybody wants to run that course. But if you get into anything that's going to be profitable, hey, that's going to be exemplary, that's going to define you as the best in the industry or the best in your field, it's likely there were obstacles there and you weren't declared the best because there weren't. You get that? Amen. There are obstacles there. And what I love here at One Life, there's an obstacle course here. It is. It's an obstacle course. But here's what I love about it. Here's what I love about it. It'll take you all over the place is what it'll do. So you're going to need endurance so you can go the distance. But you're going to need sustainability so you can keep getting up. You get that? What's going to sustain you? What's going to give you that it factor that keeps you running? Sustainability, listen, very few people have it, but those who get it, you hear Scotty read off these incredible numbers. Numbers don't lie, I can tell you that. They are what they are, they say what they say, they do what they do, they really do. But I can assure you there's a level of sustainability that's attached to it. It really is. It's a level of sustainability. There's a level of endurance that's attached to it. And ultimately, it's all about perseverance. Let me give you something. You'll love this. Oh, I just love this stuff. Get this. I live in, have you ever heard of Albany, Georgia? You ever heard that? I'm closing out on you. Albany. Now, you can't call it like those New Yorkers. Albany. You know, you can't do that. You got to break the syllables up. You got to break. It's all and it's Benny. That's where I'm from. It's Albany. And what's amazing about that place is that I grew up as a youngster, with my family, my mom, and I had these ambitions and desires, you know, and to go places in life, to do particular things. And I can tell you this, I will share as transparently as I can with you. It was the most unconventional route there has ever been by anyone on the face of the earth. It took me that long to do what I did. Are y'all with this? Get this now. You say, what have I done? Oh, I could talk all day about it. I really can. But here's what's amazing. The trip from Albany, okay, to Atlanta, where I currently live, where I am the call center manager for One Life America, there in Stockbridge, okay? I worked at the Georgia Institute of Technology as the leadership development coach and taught unbelievable student athletes for 12 years, over a decade, when it comes to leadership training and development. Did that for an entire year. Provided their spiritual emphasis challenges each and every week there on the university campus. Hey, I speak all around the country. I've spoken in places that I say, oh my God, what am I doing in here? How did I get that job? You know? Wow, I know they could have found someone better than that. You know? But I'm standing here before dignitary types, and I was with the governor. And he said, Derrick, I want you to come do a function for me. I'm talking to the governor on my cell phone. I get a call about 3 weeks later from the CEO of Coca-Cola. And he says, Derrick, I need you to come over to Coke and do a presentation for us. And how do you get my number? Well, I can go on and on with that. Well, here's the deal. Hey, I'm in Albany, and I'm 18 years old. I'm getting ready to embark upon this new adventure, this new challenging thing, this obstacle course that I'm about to get on, you know, and I hope I've prepped myself and I've gotten in great shape, because now here comes the challenge now. And what's amazing is that it takes 3 hours to drive from Albany to Atlanta without obstacles. Are y'all with me? I get in my car and just drive to Atlanta. And I arrive in you know, it's amazing. I never really thought about it. I work in the Stockbridge office, and I've passed that exit 1,000 times. I don't ever drive by the Stockbridge exit with the same frame of mind. I have to get off if I'm coming down I-75 north, because my call center is there. I've got to get off. I'm just drawn there. He's magnetizing, you know. Well, it takes 3 hours to drive there, okay? That's all it takes, without obstacles. And if I could capture for you the summation of my entire life, from my professional career, and I will highlight that extensively because it's very multifaceted, but also my personal career, which embodies my wife, whom I've been married to over 21 years, my 3 children, where I've got a freshman in college at Kent State University, and I've got 2 daughters at home. One's an 11th grader, another's a 10th grader. And then there's executives all over the country I've gotten to sit in the rooms with and meet and talk, and they're on coaches, and you can go on and on. And here I am at this amazing stop with One Life, and I get to talk about Mr. Ken Parker. Don't you know I've sat and talked about you at my dinner table? I want you to know it. I have done it. Yes, I have. And it's been the most amazing dialogue. I've talked about people in this room because of the impact they've had on my life in just a brief time. It takes 3 hours to get from Albany to Atlanta without obstacles. But you know what? Because of the obstacles, it took me 28 years. To get from Albany to Atlanta. It took 28 years. Hey, where are you trying to get? Where are you headed? Hey, if we move the obstacles, you'll probably get there overnight. But the obstacles are there to define us and redesign us. And as a result of it, I realized that I wanted to go to Atlanta. And I never had any idea that's where I was really going. Thank God for GPSs, you know what I mean? You know, get us to where we need to go. But I realized that all of my career and all of my life, the summit of everything I've done, it's captured right in Atlanta. And for 28 years, I've been driving down 75 trying to get to Atlanta. And because of the obstacles that were there, and my ability to persevere by applying endurance, okay, and sustainability, that has propelled me to the place that I am now. But it took 28 years to get there. 28 years. What am I communicating here? I want to give you this and leave this with you. And some of you have been in the business, and I heard years, 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years, and Mr. Parker could tell you about all of his unbelievable years. But I will tell you this: nothing great in life happens without an investment of time. Nothing great happens without the willingness to say, you know what? I didn't sign up for this for a week. And I certainly didn't come here for just a month. And I certainly didn't come for just a year. I truly believe that at the end of the rainbow, there's a pot of gold. It is. But what's going to keep you driving down I-75 is not going to be anything less than the obstacles, because your life and my life become really the summation of the obstacles we overcome. They truly do. Listen, they stop some people. I love this. I'm getting to the end. I love this. Incredible. You can leave my mom's house. I lived with my mom until I was 18. I left the house. I go back there now, and she won't let me do anything. But she's amazing. But I leave my mom's house, and the way you do it, you go down a little street called Hurd. And I love it. And then Hurd's not too easy to get on. You can get on it, but then you got to turn, and you got to go down Interstate 300. This is called 300. And I hate that road, by the way. Oh, God, this long road. Just when I think I'm almost at her house, 300 shows up, It's just right. I mean, it's amazing. I'm on 300 for an hour and 10 minutes. And I'm just going. It's just nothing but country. You go through one town. Oh, we got grits for sale. And you're just going on. And it's 300 for an hour and 5 minutes. And then 300 dumps me right onto 75. And I get dumped on 75. And it's a big stretch from 75 going to Macon. And I get to Macon, and 75 is going to change again. And when it changes, you can go through Macon, or you can take the bypass and go to 75 and go around that sucker. Yeah, I love going around that joker because it's going to save me about 10 more minutes. And there I go. Then it's going to dump you back on 75. And then I'm coming and trying to get to Stockbridge, Scotty. Dadgummit, there's an accident on the road. Traffic backed up all the way from down one end of 75 all the way back to this end. And I'm sitting there in a parking lot. Those darn obstacles. And I'm sitting there. And I'm sitting there. And I'm sitting there. And finally I'm able to progress again. And I'm on my way. And I can see the Stockbridge exit. And I'm getting ready to take the Stockbridge exit. And sure enough, I take the Stockbridge exit. And off I go. But those obstacles are all along the interstate. And they're all along the road. They really are. They really are. And I can say to you that the summation of my career and that drive has led me to one life. This is where I was headed all along. Amazing. Amazing. I've been in sports. I've been in football, and from the Atlanta Falcons to and I want to talk about organizations and close. I've been with the Falcons. I've been with the Carolina Panthers. I've been with the 49ers. I've been in Detroit with the Lions. And I've been around some incredible executives. Okay? Let me tell you something. They pale in comparison to the executive team in this company. That's not guesswork. That's reality. They pale in comparison. If half of the executives I've met had the quality of not only just understanding their industry, but their exemplary humanity, it's mind-staggering. And so I stand here today, not at the summit of life. No, not there yet. Still climbing. And I'm still learning. So many of you are new, been here. So someone said, I've been here a week, been here a year. And I'm in there with you. Learning and developing, building and progressing, being challenged and being, pulled and tugged at, being reviewed and assessed and evaluated and all of those things. But here is what I know. I have the kind of stuff that perseverance is built with. Sustainability and endurance that will last. It will last. And here's the thing I tell people. I may not beat you today, but I'll outlast you. I'll outlast you. And my outlasting you will result in the necessary things that pretty much defends and defines where I am. I close with this quote. It's a creed that I live by. And I still do. I still do. It's really my everyday challenge when I get up in the morning. It's my everyday challenge. And it says this: if you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win and think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you'll lose, then you're lost. For out in the world, you'll find that success begins with a person's will. It's all in their state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, then you are. You have to think high to rise before you can ever win a prize. The life successes don't always go to the bigger or talented or more stronger man, but sooner or later, the one who wins is the one who thinks he can. If there's anything about this industry, and in the brief experiences I've had in insurance, and in particular final expense insurance, it is that you better get up every morning believing you can do it. Because the day you begin to think you can't is the day you won't. Perseverance, endurance. Those are the things that greatness is made of. And I had the great fortunes, and I have the great fortunes of calling myself someone who's plugged into a great company and unbelievable ownership and an executive team that is second to none. Hey, persevere.